The hallway echoed with cruel laughter. A girl's trembling voice pleaded, "Please, just stop." But her words were drowned out by the mocking chorus of barks. "Come on, Haley, be a good little dog," one of the bullies sneered, pushing her down to her knees. Tears streaked her dusty cheeks as the camera slowly panned to her face. Bruised, silent, but her eyes, those eyes burned with something fierce. They thought she was weak. But what they didn't know was that every insult, every hit, every moment of humiliation was sharpening a fighter they could never defeat. This is the story of Haley Brooks, the girl they called Poor Dog until she showed them who truly had the bite. Haley Brooks walked through the creaky doors of Ridgewood High with her head down and her backpack hanging from one torn strap. Her sneakers were secondhand, her clothes faded, and her lunch was often just a peanut butter sandwich wrapped in foil. To most students, she was invisible except to the bullies who seemed to enjoy making her life a daily misery. Madison Clark, the self-proclaimed queen of Ridgewood, led the pack. With her perfect hair, rich parents, and smug smile, she treated people like props in her little drama. And her favorite victim, Haley. One Friday afternoon, as students crowded near their lockers, Madison's voice echoed across the hallway. "Well, look who's here." The charity case of Ridgewood. Her friends, Chloe and Brittany, giggled cruelly. Madison smirked, holding out a dog biscuit. "Hey Haley, fetch." Laughter erupted. Haley froze. Her hands trembled, but she stayed quiet. She always did. Madison stepped closer, lowering her voice but loud enough for everyone to hear. "If you're too good to bark, maybe you don't belong here." Then she grabbed Haley's wrist and forced her down. The crowd started chanting, "Bark, bark," and she did. Just once, out of fear, out of shame. That sound haunted her all day. When Haley reached home, a small, broken apartment where her mother worked double shifts just to keep the lights on, she went straight to her room, locked the door, and cried until her body shook. But after the tears came silence, then anger, then something deeper. A decision. She stood up, wiped her face, and opened the old wooden box under her bed. Inside were worn-out boxing gloves and a photo of her late father, Jake Brooks, a local boxing coach who used to tell her, "You don't fight to hurt people. You fight to protect your soul." Haley's eyes hardened. "They want a dog," she whispered to herself. "Then I'll show them the fighter inside this dog." That night, she went back to the underground boxing gym her father used to train in. The owner, Coach Miller, was stunned. "Hey, it's been years. You sure you want to do this again?" She nodded. "I don't want to fight anyone else. Just a part of me that's afraid." The next few weeks turned into fire. School in the day, pain at night, punches on the bag until her knuckles bled, sit-ups until she could barely breathe. Sweat mixing with tears. Coach Miller watched in silence. "You're not just fighting back," he said one night, "you're rebuilding yourself." By the time the underground fights rolled around, Haley was no longer the timid girl they bullied. In the dim lights of the basement ring, she fought under the name Hurricane H, and nobody knew who she really was. Each win gave her strength. Each punch was her way of taking back what they stole. Her pride. But fate wasn't done yet. Madison and her friends found a video clip online of Hurricane H knocking out a grown man in a single round. They laughed, thinking it was some internet joke. Until the night Madison challenged Haley in front of the entire school. It was Ridgewood's annual charity fair, a day filled with music, games, and the usual crowd of gossiping students. Haley was helping clean the gym when she heard it. "Hey, everyone," Madison's voice boomed through the speakers. "We're doing something fun today. Who wants to see our little dog perform again?" The crowd turned. Laughter spread. Madison stood center stage, waving a dog collar. Haley froze, her heart pounding. The same humiliation. Again, she looked around. No teachers, no one stepping in. Something inside her snapped. She walked straight to the stage, eyes steady. "You want me to bark?" she said quietly. "Okay, but after that, you listen." The crowd fell silent. She took the mic. "You think it's funny to humiliate someone who has less than you, to make them feel worthless, just to feel big." Her voice cracked but didn't break. "I was scared once. I begged for it to stop. But I realized something. Fear only lives where courage hasn't grown yet." Madison rolled her eyes. "Ah, how poetic. You gonna cry now?" Haley smirked. "No, I'm going to teach you what real strength looks like." Suddenly, Coach Miller's deep voice came from the back. "Haley, you sure?" She nodded. "I'm done hiding." A group of students pulled out their phones as Haley pulled off her jacket, revealing the black hoodie with the name embroidered. Hurricane H. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Madison's face paled. "Waiter, that fighter." Haley stepped closer. "Yeah, the one who doesn't bark." She bites back. The school erupted in whispers. Madison backed away, suddenly small in her own spotlight. Haley didn't hit her. She didn't have to. She just looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You wanted a show. Here it is. The girl you call the dog. She's stronger than you'll ever be." And then she walked off stage, every step echoing like thunder. From that day on, no one dared mock her again. But more importantly, Haley inspired others. Other kids who had been bullied started standing up for themselves. A few weeks later, she led a self-defense club at school, teaching students how to protect not just their bodies but their hearts. The final shot fades on her training with her gloves again, this time smiling, stronger, and free. They tried to break her, but they built a champion instead. And sometimes, the loudest roar comes from the one who once had to bark. If Haley's strength touched your heart today, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us for more powerful stories only on SH Stories, where every pain becomes purpose, and every fall finds its rise.